What up, dude? Welcome to the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Kurt Steele. On today's show, we give our end of season awards for the Detroit Lions. But please do us a quick favor. Like this video, share it with the video, and comment on the video. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself. If you enjoy the content and haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 3,000 subscribers, and we're currently at 2737. And we now offer channel membership. So if you in the live chats, you want to use some special emojis, go ahead and hit that during the live streams as well. And, a few other membership perks as well. Check out the membership tab on the homepage. It's another way to help us grow this content. Now it's time to bring in my guest host for today's show. First up, we ain't seen this fella in a minute, man. He been out, man, grinding, working them hours, and yamming, farming them yams over there on his yam farm. It's the ladies' pet, the men's regret. You ain't seen nothing yet. Women want him and men want to be him. It is LL Cool Tones. What's going on, my dude?
What's happening, everybody? Good Monday morning.
And y'all know who it is. It's the hardest working man in Jackson, Michigan, man. He working at the college. He coaching kids at the high school. He may be coaching in college. I don't know what he got going on down there. He got a whole bunch of things, man. And he got a gang of kids to boot. It's the Wolverine who?
Coach Mike Jones. What's going on?
Hey, if you're new to the channel, you don't know how the show works. We look at Detroit Lions news, headlines, and takes. If we agree, we say they are bossed up. If we disagree, we say they are balled on. We give our reasons why we agree or disagree. No hot takes here. Just our true thoughts and opinions about what's going on with our favorite team, the Detroit Lions. Man, we a minute to get around to this, man. The season's been over for a few weeks now. Super Bowl's over. Now it's time to give our awards to the Lions players and coaches who bossed up and balled out this season. So here's our today's topics, man. We're gonna do the season awards for the offense. That's gonna go to my man LL. Coach Jones gonna do the defense, and then I'll give my MVP, Coach of the Year, and Comeback Player of the Year awards for the Detroit Lions. But of course, we got to start with offense first, because that's just how the motor runs in the NFL, man. It's always offense go be first, man. And LL, you up first, man, with your offensive picks for the Detroit Lions, the awards. But first, let me get your thoughts on how the offense played this season.
The offense was what kept us alive, a lot of the times this season. They kept on going to what we thought they were. Everybody had a lot of high expectations for the offense. I feel like they succeeded most of those. We even got to see, who a lot of people is calling, the heartbeat or whatever it is of the offense go down. And then, we game plan around another fellow. So the offense was what it was this year. It was excellent. If that makes any sense.
Okay. All right. So here we go. With no drum roll, but we got his offensive award winners. What you got, my man, LL?
All right. Well, offensive, what do I got first? Offensive Player of the Year. I have that guy hailing from Alabama by way of Georgia Tech, and that is who I call Gangster Gibbs, but Jahmyr Gibbs. I was going to try to get totals, but my apologies. He ended up having, for the year, he ended up having 1,412 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns. That's just rushing. Receiving, he had 52 receptions for 512 yards and 4 more touchdowns. He led the entire NFL with 20 touchdowns, I believe, total. Sonic and Knuckles, we got, like I said, when Knuckles went down, we got to see Sonic turn to Supersonic, and I think he did an excellent job. He never let too many of or any of us down, really. He held it together. I think that is going to change some things going forward. How we kind of, Dave Montgomery was kind of one, like the number one, and then Jahmyr Gibbs was like 1A-ish, kind of. I think it's going to flip-flop and, but not so much. I believe Coach Mike might have caught this out earlier, but I think it's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs number 1 and then Dave Montgomery number 2. So it won't even be like that fair or that even of a split. I'm not saying that it should go that. I mean, maybe it should go that way. I take it back. Maybe it should go that way. I don't know. But offensive coach of the year, of course, he is no longer here. But Osama bin Johnson, he put the entire offense he called the offense for us this year. I'm trying to look at the totals on that as well. If you got any of these totals, help me out, Kurt. But
yeah, I got you. What are you looking at?
total yards for this year. Hold on.
Total yards for this year.
I got you.
Okay.
But long story short, the offense was what held it together. We had numerous injuries on defense. Defense held it or did what they could for the longest. But overall, that we relied on the offense. I just go some of this stuff. Team leaders, of course, in passing yards, we had Jared Goff with 4,629 yards. Repeat, Jahmyr Gibbs with 1,412 rushing yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown with 1,263 receiving yards. That goes for, let's see here.
Our total yards was 696 yards for the season. For the year, we put up 564 points, which was number one in the league, averaging a league high 33.2 points for the season. So the offense was on point this year.
And offense, passing yards total for 4,718, rushing yards total 2,488 total yards. So the offense got to do what they got to do. And for offensive rookie of the year, you already know who it is. I gave him a nickname and everything. That's that main Big Strebo. I'm trying to pull up his as well. The rookie out of Boston College. He played in, I believe, either 2 or 3 games. Waiting for my screen to come up here, but he played in 2 or 3 games. And I don't necessarily care about that, but PFF graded him well for all of his games that he played in. He does show a nasty streak. They call him the dirtbag for a reason. He know how to. I just think, rather be nasty or whatever. He has a mean streak. I think that's just playing football, and I think that's just playing offensive line. So Christian Mahogany did an excellent job of doing that. What do you guys think about all of that?
Yeah, definitely. Jahmyr Gibbs was definitely given a season that Jared Goff had, but there's no way that you can say that Jahmyr Gibbs wasn't the offensive player of the year on the Detroit Lions. He just was, especially when Montgomery went out. He carried the load for the offense, man. I mean, even before that, man, he was making some crazy plays even before Montgomery went out. So you look at the season he had, man, it was ridiculous, man. And then coach of the year, Ben Johnson, he definitely was a catalyst for this offense, man, as far as, calling plays and stuff like that. I guess my honorable mention for me would be 2 guys. It will be Scotty Montgomery and Hank Fraley. Look at those guys with the job that they did coaching the offense. Look at what Scotty Montgomery got out of Gibbs, and especially that second part of the season where Montgomery was out, losing his partner Knuckles was out. He got a big performances out of Jahmyr Gibbs, and then you look at a guy, Hank Fraley, man. He's always has his pulse on that offensive line. And then, even when they have injuries go down, there's not a misstep. There's not a guy goes down and our offensive line is playing terrible. They're always, picking up the slack. So, yeah, but I have to agree with Ben Johnson being the choice, man, because you say, you look at the totals, and this was a record-breaking season for the Detroit Lions as far as offense is concerned. So, yeah, I have no misgivings about what Ben Johnson did. I just ain't gonna, wish him good luck or root for him in Chicago because he's out of rival. So, all right, what you got, Coach?
Yeah, no, I feel the same as you, Kurt. But you definitely got to give Jahmyr Gibbs the offensive player of the year. Just his emergence onto the scene is just crazy. He just did so much stuff. People were like, is J-Mo faster than him? Because he looked kind of fast. So, yeah, man, Jahmyr Gibbs, man, that guy is something, man. Christian Mahogany, you know what? Yeah, I mean, because if you look at it, rookies rookies didn't really play at all this year. I mean, really. So yeah, Christian Mahogany would get it, man, just because he came in at the tail end of the season, and now there's questions of whether he should be the starter moving forward. So
ain't no question. He should be. Starting.
Yeah. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just, you know, because people still got a soft spot for Glasgow, you know, and you know, and Zeitler. So you know. But hey, there's no, without a shadow of a doubt, Christian Mahogany. He needs to be that dude to step in. And last but not leastly, that old scumbag Ben Johnson. I feel like I have like ill feelings towards him. I still feel like he wasn't on his A game in that playoff game, man, because he's worried about too much stuff. And that kind of affected the way he called that game, man. But you know, I hope all the bad things to him in Chicago. And you know, it's just, you know, he did call a good game, good season, because the offense stepped up. The offense didn't start off, you know, hitting their stride because they struggled early on. Like I don't know, you know,
yeah, the defense was carrying us.
The defense was carrying us a lot, and I'm gonna get to that. But yeah, man. But you know, Ben Johnson, he deserves his flowers, man. But I still don't like the man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then like Chris Mahogany, man, there's no doubt he should be starting. I say resign Zeitler. You know, what I'm saying let Graham. You know, what I'm saying be Frank Fraley's assistant. He can he can join the coaching staff. But hey, man, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans, just like yourself, man. And we help, you know, you guys watching, sharing the videos help us, man. Even just clicking the link to share it helps us with this YouTube algorithm, man. All right, so time to switch on over to the defense, man. Coach Jones, what you got, brother?
Yeah, so you know, I got kind of a surprise, man, with you know, my defensive player of the year for the Detroit Lions, but this is for the Detroit Lions. This is not for the NFL. This is not a popularity name contest. So for the Detroit Lions, the defensive player of the year is Jack Campbell. Okay. You know, because Jack Campbell, man, that guy played in all 17 games, and he was a force. He was the guy who when you got hit, you had one eye open like where he at? Because if Jack Cummings gonna lay down like this and just, you know, just go on to the next play. But Jack Campbell had 131 total tackles. He had 69 solo, and he had 62 assisted. So Jack Campbell, 131 total tackles. Wow. Like that's crazy amount, and he just does it so quietly too, man. Like you don't really notice that he's even on the field doing all of that until you look at the stats. Like, oh yeah, Jack had 11 tackles this game. Oh wow, Jack had 10 tackles this game. I mean, he's just a silent assassin, man. He just does his job, man. So shout out to that man, Jack Campbell. Yeah. Jason, because he be stalking, man. Defensive coach of the year, it got to be Aaron Glenn. You know, it just has to be because he did so much with so little. At one point in time in the season, he only had 2 of his front 7 playing. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous for, you know, because at one point in time, it was just Jack Campbell and DJ Reader from the original starters. You know, everybody else was done. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he didn't have no Anzalone. He didn't have no Liam McNeil. He didn't have no Davenport. He didn't have no Hutch.
That one game where he didn't have Pascal or Levi in there either.
Yeah, he didn't have Barnes. I mean, he just, what he was able to do, what he was able to call was crazy, man. I remember that Thanksgiving Day game. Didn't he have 3 dudes come off the street? You know, he just, hey, y'all come in here on Monday, y'all play on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that was That was just crazy, and that's the reason why he is the was the coordinator that just most deserved a job, man, because he just
Mhm.
did so much with so little. And then last but not least, I need to give this young man his flowers because people be on him, man, and they be acting like he just was not that good, like he just underperformed, and he was the AP Defensive Rookie of the Year, and that's Terrion Arnold.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, we seen his mistakes early on, but then he corrected them because for a while we forgot he was even on the field. And when you're a
Yeah.
defender and you play the cornerback position and we forget that you on the field, that means you're doing something right. That means the receiver is not exposing you. Terrion Arnold, hold on, let me click on that. Terrion Arnold just I don't know why my page hesitating, but Terrion Arnold, I feel like he's developing into our cornerback one. I feel like I know people are probably going, but Carlton Davis, depending on the money that he asked for, I think Terrion Arnold might be our cornerback one because Terrion Arnold had, and I can't see I don't know why I can't see. Oh, there we go. He had 60 tackles and he had 10 passes defended. So that's a hell of a rookie season. So do y'all have anything to add to that? Would y'all change? Would y'all throw in a player here for defensive player of the year or coach of the year maybe? Maybe y'all think, maybe Shep the coach of the year, I don't know what y'all
Uh,
think.
for me, I'm gonna give it a bossed up for real. All your choices were good. There wasn't another rookie that had as many snaps as Terrion Arnold. I mean, like on the Detroit Lions. I mean, he just was there. And he made his plays. I mean, I would say this. It was up and down, especially for a rookie, and to come in and have a impact as a rookie, people expect him to be Deion Sanders. He's not Deion Sanders. He's not even, saying he is who he is. And, coming from that Alabama thing, he was thrown into a role that a lot of rookies aren't really, looking, to hold down as, as far as being an outside corner and to be, I just think that he's going to be better, next year than he was this year. The kid was learning that you could see him progress throughout the season. As far as defensive coach of the year, has to be Aaron Glenn with a special, I guess, recognition for Calvin Shepard because, that linebacker room got hit hard too. You look at it when, you lose Derek Barnes, you lose Malcolm Rodriguez, and, you're playing guys off the street or, backup players all season. And you got to, Terrell Williams, same thing with him. I'm saying? You look at those guys and what they had to deal with this season, then all the defense as a whole. But the man to hold that ship together on that defensive side of the ball was Aaron Glenn. So, yeah. And Jack Campbell, man, I mean, you had to watch out for that dude because he was hurting. He wasn't hurting just the opposing. He was hurting our players. I mean, that dude was taking out some of our dudes, man.
Hurting everybody.
Yeah. And people forget about a key play that one of the key plays I saw in this season from Jack Campbell was the forced fumble against the Seahawks. Man, that was a great play. He just, he got on DK Metcalf, got behind him and popped that ball loose, man. And that was a game changing play for that game. So shout out to Jack Campbell, man. I have to agree with 100% because we all know who it would have been if they would have played the whole season. It would have been Aiden Hutchinson because Aiden Hutchinson would have been a defensive player of the year for the whole league. But as far as once he went out, Jack Campbell, he held it down. He was a steady presence on this team the whole season. So I don't have anything to add. What you got, LL?
Let me say, well, boss up, excellent points there. The only one that I would change, I might say Kirby for defensive player of the year. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think y'all said it all.
Yeah, because Kurt, you can't. I mean, a dude led the league in interceptions. He was AP All Pro. He was the only defensive player that was AP All Pro.
And was I guess some love or shout out to Sub-Zero, Terry Arnold. I don't remember if it was the most snaps, period, but it was definitely the most snaps by a rookie in man coverage this year.
Yeah, he was. He was definitely.
So,
Hey, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. All this is help to get this content, do more short lines, like yourself. Hey, put it in the comments section today. Who you think would be all of the award winners for you? You know what I'm saying? If we're good, to say we bossed up, and you, or if you don't agree, say you balled on, and then name your guys who you think were the player of the year, coach of the year, or on a rookie of the year on defense and offense. So, all right, so we got to wrap it up with the team award. So you got to go through the whole team. So we went to offense, we went to defense, man. And so we got to, I'm going to take it on home with the season awards for the team. MVP has to be Jahmyr Gibbs, man. I just think, man, you look at what he did this season, man. I mean, he carried the team for that second part of the season after my man Monty went down. So 1,400 rushing yards, 517 receiving, 20 total touchdowns, leading the league, breaking the team record for the season. And to put those numbers up with splitting carries is ridiculous. I mean, we know that Montgomery didn't play that, the second half or the second part of the season, but you look at this, man. Many view him now as the top 3 back in the league. And that's including the reigning Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley, who just won the award. He said that Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 3 running back in the NFL. So how can you disagree with my man Saquon, who put up 2,000 yards this year? And then Coach of the Year has to be Aaron Glenn. We looked at this, man. He, with all the injuries on the defense, man, for a team to get 15 wins with that lineup, I mean, most of his best player out for most of the season. A lot of guys in and out of the lineup. You look at guys like Alexander Loney was in and out of the lineup. You know what I'm saying? He went out for a few weeks, came back. And then you look at a guy like Levi Onwuzurike had missed the game here. Pascal in and out of the lineup with some injuries for this season. I mean, it was just crazy. So missing all those players on defense for most of the season is ridiculous, man. It was an outstanding coaching job by AG. Again, good luck to him in New York. And then my comeback player of the year, this was a big one for me because y'all know, if you watch this show, man, I was not sold on this cat even making the roster. Was I not? I wasn't sold on this cat making the roster at all.
I don't remember.
I don't think I said in the offseason, I don't even think he was going to be on the team. And that's Levi Onwuzurike, my comeback player of the year. And the reason I said that why I was so hesitant on him coming back on the roster, because he was hurt most of his career. But he had a good season, man. 28 total tackles, 1.5 sacks, a forced fumble. And he was definitely creating a pressure during the time where he was on the field. He was a presence, man. He had 13 quarterback hits as well. And he showed why that he was about, and what he did, he showed why he was my comeback player of the year with his presence on the field. When he wasn't on the field, you definitely missed him. And he showed why the Lions should bring him back next season to be part of a rotational piece on his defensive line, man. So those are my picks for MVP, Coach of the Year, and the comeback player of the year. So I'm going to take this down. Okay, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with my assessments of MVP, Coach of the Year, and the comeback player of the year?
I'm with it, man. I'm with all of it. But one thing is, I was not as harsh on Levi as you were.
Oh, I was. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like,
I know you
I was like, I thought he wasn't gonna be here.
I know you was, but the one thing that we forget, like if you look at his track record, he played all 16 games his rookie year. Then he didn't play at all his sophomore or his second season. Then he didn't play the first 6 or 7 games the next year. So that was probably the reason why. But then you look in his third year, he played the final 10 games, and then he played in every game but one this year. So when you look at it all in all, man, he's been. I mean, besides that one stint where he missed the year and then he missed like 6 or 7 games the next year, he's been in there. And the fact that he could move out to end now, he got the confidence now in his body to move out to end. Hey man, that let me know right there, man. Levi, he's ready. I think he's ready to be a true complementary piece on this defense. So I agree with you. So I'm gonna boss up on that.
What you got, LL?
Yeah, I agree as well with all of that. Boss up to all of it as well. Shout out to Levi. I'm not so sure if he'll be here next year though. But yeah, shout out to Levi, shout out to Aaron Glenn, and shout out to Jahmyr Gibbs from your picks.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, thank you guys for checking us out right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. I really not to debate today, man, because I think all these people, they shine for the Detroit Lions and it's record-setting season. I mean, I know that the postseason didn't go like we wanted, but you got to look at the season as a whole, man. Record-setting records, man. 15 wins, most in franchise history. It didn't end like what we wanted to, but that regular season was something special, man. And we just got to build on that and keep moving. So you can't dwell on the past because guess what? And the Super Bowl champion was the Eagles last year, and we can't do nothing about that. We can't change that. All we can do is go forward and look at the future. And I think the future is going to be bright in Detroit, man. I think that it's going to be more of a Dan Campbell imprint this season than it is, especially on offense, than we've seen in a long time. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of the boomfoolery trickery that we were seeing under Ben Johnson. So we're going to see some smash mouth, hard-nosed football in Detroit going forward with Johnny Morton. And you look at Scotty Montgomery going over to take over the wide receiver room, and you look at Tashard Choice coming in to take over the running backs, who was Jahmyr Gibbs' coach at his first 2 years in college at Georgia Tech. I'll be doing something special for that. So check it out tomorrow over there on Lions Nation Unite. So I'll be doing that and putting that out there tomorrow. So make sure you check it out. And then of course, I'm just excited. We'll get some guys back, get some guys healthy, and see what's going to happen next year. So definitely. All right. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you follow the crew on your favorite social media platform. Excuse me. Of course, Jones does a great job over there on Wolverine Sports Talk. And he does some great jobs with us over here on this channel as well, man. Doing some shorts, man. And of course, check out his Beyond the Ropes podcast, or at least the playlist on this channel. I know he got some big fights coming up, man. So go ahead and check that out. And of course, man, check out. I'll put on content from this channel on all of my social media platforms, man. And make sure you check my socials today, because I hosted another show this weekend on another network, on another channel that I produce. So go check it out, the Chasing Your Dreams podcast, man. So check out that today as well. And of course, LL, man, does a great job of farming some yams on his social media platform. So make sure you check out what's going on over there with my man, LL, man. Hey, thank you guys for starting your week out with us right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast. Time for parting shots. My man, LL, we ain't seen you in a while, so go ahead and give your parting shots to the people.
Man, you already know. Happy Monday, everybody. Have a great start to your week. See y'all later.
All right, Coach Jones.
Yeah, so I'm saying, on Twitter, all the who should just sign and stuff be popping up, and I just seen the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's talking about us possibly being interested in signing the Kansas City Chiefs offensive lineman. Are you out your damn mind?
Trey Smith.
He's talking about, man, that guard, man, is going to be like 20-something million a year.
Are you out your mind? I'm not paying 20-something million a year to a guy who's probably offensive line and had Patrick Mahomes run for his life. He couldn't even plant his back foot. He just, oh shit, like, nah. Please stop the foolery. Y'all can come up with something else. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff going on in NFL. Y'all can come up with something else. But besides that, happy Monday, people.
Man, we got some good content coming up, man. You know, the combine's here coming up here in a couple actually about 10 days, man. So make sure you check us out, man. We're gonna be talking some free agency, talking some drafts. So make sure you check us out right here on the Boss Up All Out podcast. Hey, thank you for starting your week out with us. Like I said, if you're having a good day at work, please spread the joy. You never know when a kind word can help make someone's day. If you ain't having a good day, please don't ruin somebody else's. And you know what you got to do for your man, Kurt Steele. Whatever you're doing, like you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For LL Cool Torrance and Coach Mike Jones, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon. Geronimo!